Let's go ahead and end it there, though. All right, so that was baseball. Tell me your thoughts.
I think we may end up disagreeing on this one, but I actually think the game of baseball is so simplistic that it actually lends itself to working pretty well.
Uh-huh.
And I really don't think that baseball games have improved so much that this still isn't fun.
Yeah.
Other than having like the being able to throw the ball like high or low, or you know, give more specific pitches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the game is really the same. Like, baseball hasn't changed in 100 something years, so
Yeah. It's a
I actually think it holds up really well comparatively. And I don't know if I would say I would rather play this than like MLB The Show, because the show has some great options and better and some different modes and some things along that line. But I don't know, for just like a simple game of baseball, I would say this remarkably holds up well. Probably the best that we've had tonight.
It's definitely one of the better ones. I think of the sports games I still prefer ice hockey just because it's a fast-paced nature, but of course that's two different sports. As far as baseball, I somewhat disagree with what you said about it barely changing as far as the games, but I also somewhat disagree because I have played a few other baseball games later. Definitely later baseball games give you just definitely a few more options that are definitely appreciated. I will say give this for this game. I appreciate the fact that with its relatively simple button layout, that you're able to do a lot. You're able to do fastballs, slow balls, curveballs, and when you're pitching, you can check runners, and therefore are able to actually steal bases, which I figured out at the halfway point. And once you can figure out how to do it, stealing bases is always going to be a risky thing in any baseball game because it's just a risky maneuver in general. But the fact that it's an option is always something really cool. Yeah, it does have a lot going for it for being like one of the first major baseball games out there. It really holds up pretty well. I will say I don't like how if you're taking active control of trying to catch the ball, you're kind of screwing yourself over because that really cost me a lot of runs in the beginning of the game. That you shouldn't be penalized for attempting to take control of your character when trying to catch the ball. That the fact you kind of have to let that go for you. That's definitely something later baseball games have improved upon. Like I like having my own control over whether or not I will be getting the ball or not. So I do appreciate that aspect of it. But like you said, not a lot of baseball games have had some improvements. My personal favorite, by the way, if you're wondering, is the Mario baseball games, the one they had for GameCube and the one they had for Wii. I adore those. And those are very similar to this game. Differences, of course, you have the Mario characters and you have a few more options, but it's very similar. Honestly, if you're looking for a fun baseball game to play with friends and you want to do the full 9 innings with someone, this is fine. I don't have too much issue with it. I think it actually does hold up pretty well, especially since there's no Mario baseball game on Switch right now. That's the other thing to consider. In fact, on that note, like as far as the sports games that we have played so far, like Mario sports games are the ones I usually go to because I enjoy like the fun arcade things and the Mario-is that they add into them. Like, and all the sports we played so far do have Mario versions, but none of them are on Switch yet. Like, there's Mario Strikers, but that's not on Switch right now. There was Ice Hockey and Mario Sports Mix, which is a Wii game. That's not on Switch. And same thing with baseball. So far, of all the sports games we played, excluding tennis, which we both agreed was really that good, all the ones have held up pretty well. My personal favorite is still ice hockey, but baseball, it's not bad if you want a cool little baseball game to play. It's more or less what you get today, just with, like, of course, NES graphics. But you can play with a friend, and it's there. So, that's cool. So, we're going to do the final game.